Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Femke and today I am here with my November TBR. First of all, I would like to apologize for my haggard look. I have the flu, so really did not feel like putting any effort into my appearance today, so I brushed my hair and that was about it. But I did want to share my November TBR with you, so that is why I am here today. Yeah. As per usual, there are way too many books on this TBR, so I decided to do it a little bit differently. There are a few books that I definitely do want to read this month, but for the rest, it's just kind of going to be like I pick one and read that. Not that I want to read all of them. I obviously want to read as many as possible, but I think I have 17 books on there right now, so I am probably not going to read all of them, but we'll see. But without any further ado, let's get into it. The first book that I want to read has been on my TBR for a little while, and it has been on here multiple times before, and that is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. Norse mythology centers around all the Norse myths, the stories about Thor and Loki, Odin, Frigg, Frey, Freya, all of them. And from what I've heard, these stories have been told in short stories, in the sense of short stories, all the way from the beginning, from the shaping of the World Tree, Yggdrasil, all the way to the end to Ragnarok. I really love mythology, so I'm really excited to read this, and I've heard only good things about this. The second book that I want to read this month has already been on my TBR before. I think it was last month, and that is She Be Damned by M.J. Chia, right here. I borrowed this from Esmay. Esmay bought it last year, I think, on the airport, and she really liked it. This is a murder mystery set in London halfway through the 1800s, not the 18th century, the 1800s. And it is about Heloise Chansey, who is a courtesan and a private investigator, and she is hired by the police to solve a string of murders. The prostitutes have been murdered and their reproductive organs have been removed, so it is in that sense quite gruesome. And I'm really feeling like a good murder mystery right now, so that's why I picked this one. Up next, there are two books that have also been on my TBR before, I think the last month or the last 2 months, either one. And those are Queens of Fennbirn and Two Dark Reigns, which are the novella and the third book in the Three Dark Crowns series. Obviously, Two Dark Reigns continues where One Dark Throne left off, and this one features two short stories. One about when the three queens were young and they were all still living together, and one about the Oracle Queen, which is a thing that has been referenced throughout the books, and I'm really curious about that story in particular, because it sounds quite brutal and gruesome, and what better for fall? The next book that is on my TBR, it has also been on my TBR before, multiple times, and in addition it was challenged to me by Esmay a few months back, and I'm ashamed to say that I still haven't read it, and that is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. Now, the most important reason that I have not read this yet is the fact that it is quite so big. It's over 500 pages, and I just did not feel like having one of those huge books at that moment. But I will read this month. This will be one of the first books that I will read this month. I promise you that. Furyborn is about two queens. Well, no, not two queens necessarily. Two girls. Riel and Ileana, if I am correct. And they're basically two storylines. Riel was 1,000 years ago, and Ileana's storyline is in the present. Essentially, these two storylines will connect and make this book the story that it is. I have heard very good things about this from Esmay. She's loved it. She rated it 5 stars, I think. I have also been excited to read this, but I have just been intimidated by the sheer size of it. But no more excuses, I will read it. The next book that I want to read is the book that Esmay challenged me to read this month, so November, and that is Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leek, which is, if I am correct, based on the Viking plunderings of England back in the day, 1,000 years ago. And we have Kiara and Leif, and if I am correct, they are going on a journey to stop the raids from happening, something like that. There's probably a bigger plot somewhere, I just don't know it yet, because also what Esmay says, I like going into books without really knowing what to expect. I mean, obviously I've read the synopsis at some point, otherwise it wouldn't be on my TBR. The next 2 books that I want to read are a duology, of which I got the first one in a Fairy Loot box back in August of last year, and those are Wicked Like a Wildfire and Fierce Like a Firestorm, by Lana Popovic. First of all, cover love. Big time cover love. These are gorgeous. Yeah, I'm determined to get through a lot of my Fairy Loot books that I haven't gotten through yet, which are quite a lot, spoiler alert. But this is one of them. So yeah, I've heard it's about magic, sisterly love, etc. So things that I'm really, really for. I've also heard some things that it's a bit slow in the beginning, especially the first one. Haven't heard too much about the second one. But yeah, we'll see. The next book that I want to read is actually one that I got as a present for my birthday, and that is The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill, which is, if I am correct, a retelling of The Little Mermaid. Again, cover love. I mean, it's gorgeous. I also think this one I should be able to read it quite quickly because it's pretty small. But I'm really, really excited to read this because I really like retellings at the moment. The next book is one that is even bigger than Furyborn. It's even bigger than most of the books I own. And that is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which is obviously the final book in the Throne of Glass series. Septology, something like that. Honestly, I've lost most excitement for these books, but I will read it for closure's sake. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. A lot of people said that they thought it was the perfect ending to a series, but there were also a lot of people who compared it, in a sense, to A Court of Wings and Ruin, which really let me down, so not getting my hopes up too much, but I will read it just to close off a chapter. Then the next book that I would like to read will be a continuation of a reread that I started, and that is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Obviously, I read the first 3 books earlier this year, and I want to continue the rereads. I don't think a lot needs to be said for this. I mean, it's Harry Potter, so yeah. Again, big books. So I don't know how many I'll actually be able to read, but you'll hear about that in the beginning of December sometime. Then the next book that I want to read is a very small book to change things up, and that is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which is the, I think, second book in the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I read the first one a while back, I think it was back in August. I really liked it. It was just a simple book, simple middle grade book. And yeah, this is one of those series that I think I should have read by the time I die, so decided why not start now. The final finished book that I want to read this month is Archangel's Prophecy by Nalini Singh, which is, forgive me if I'm wrong, the 11th book in the Guild Hunter series. The Guild Hunter series is one of the few urban fantasy series that has managed to hold my attention past the second book, so kudos for that. And beside that, I'm really curious to see what this next book will bring. I mean, all of the books so far have brought something new to the table. Some way to further the big overarching plot, or to make just the subplots interesting and to show new facets of the characters, and I just think that is so well done that I'm just really excited again to read this. Also, I should have had the copy, but my pre-order was cancelled, so bummer. In addition to all the books I just mentioned, I have 4 review copies from NetGalley that I still need to review, and those are Toxic, Average Child, The Queen's Wing, and Maiden. 2 of those have already come out, but I will still read them and leave a review for that. I won't talk too much about that here, but in addition I still want to get at least some of that out of the way as well. So, that was it for my November TBR. Again, way too many books, as per usual, but like I said, at this moment I don't think I will be reading all of them per se. I just want to get as many of them done as I can. But seeing as there are some really big books in this, I don't think I will be able to finish all of them, but this will be done in kind of like a pick one manner. I think I might just put, you know, little pieces of paper in a jar and just pull one out. I don't know. I'll see how I'm going to do this. But you will hear which books that I read in our November wrap-up, which we hopefully will film together again. But we'll see. In any case, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please comment down below about which books that you will read, or if you've already read some of the ones I want to read, or if you just like this video maybe, let me know. Also, like, and you can subscribe and hit the bell icon down below so you'll be notified every time Esmay or I post. I think that was it for my November TBR, and I will talk to you later. Bye!